welcome to the Man United show. We are live. It's the Champions League post-match reaction. It's a 2-0 victory against Villarreal. Nathan, you must be happy.
Of course I'm happy. And that man, Cristiano, gets his goal again. And we win the game 2-0 with a clean sheet. Lovely.
And I'm joined by an unusual guest in the comments section. It's Anthony Turner. How you doing, Anthony?
Good, thank you. Thanks, sir. And yourself? All good?
I'm good. A happy man after the 2-0 result?
Yeah, second half, definitely. Much happier.
Yeah.
Things looked a little bit more Man United-like.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, was there any worries after that first half? Carrick in the job, was you thinking same old, or did you notice a small couple of differences? I know you were saying previously, if he starts off with a Lindelof, a Maguire, a Fred, and a McTominay, it ain't going to work. And that's what he started off with. So you must have been. It
wasn't working. It wasn't working.
It weren't working.
No, it wasn't.
And they were getting chance after chance once again. So we rode our luck. De Gea had to save us plenty of times. You know, we're lucky to get a clean sheet, to be honest. But one thing that I did like, that there was a little bit of a change, and we was wondering how it would work out. You know, he took out. I didn't want that, but obviously to change it, great. At least it was a change instead of going with the exact same what Ollie's done. So end of the day, we did look a lot more structured, and we did look like we wanted to. I don't know. We did look a bit more structured second half, and I think he had a plan of just playing defensively, trying to make sure we don't concede, and then bringing on like your Rashford and your Bruno to really expand on trying to get at them after they get tired. That's what it looked like to me, and he did a great job, and it did well, and he brought them on early, didn't he, to make a difference. So,
Anthony, do you think there was any reasoning behind him not starting with Bruno and Rashford?
I think Bruno's played way too many minutes for me. Like, I think you should keep him a little bit fresh. And Van der Beek's been screaming for games for ages. And if it weren't him, it could have quite easily been Lingard or someone. So, you know, it's one of those scenarios. I think Van der Beek was more than worth his time. You know, after the weekend's performance, it shows you he can give you something different that maybe, you know, the others can't.
Yeah. And then the changes in the second half. He brought on Bruno. He brought on Rashford, and it looked like a lot more cohesion going on. A little bit of pace into the game. A little bit more vibrancy. And then, obviously, another one that I noticed, because I caught the second half. That from the moment I switched it on, I thought that Sancho had a bit more of a spring in his step. He had a bit more, although there wasn't anything like outstanding, and it was just passing his movement. It looked like he wanted the ball. It looked like he had a bit more energy. It looked like he was getting the ball more as well.
This is the thing. It's going to happen more now. I think it's going to happen a lot more if you see Van der Beek sitting in there. But the thing is, look, in that game, when you look back at it now, you think, why didn't he just put Van der Beek where McTominay was? And McTominay sit down, and that would have been much better. And you could have had Lingard or Bruno in the hole, and it would have made everything even better. Yeah. So Fred did his job today, did really, really well.
He was really good. Best game I've seen him probably for us.
Yeah, kept the ball well. And I guess it was in a more of a structure. And it looked a bit more like a structured defense. And we were passing it a lot more, even though it was still a little bit like, you know, but we still was passing it quite a bit more. And Sancho was getting on it a bit earlier. And again, he was starting to look more like himself. It was always going to need like a 45 minutes before people kind of loosened up anyway, because you've come from that result. And then you put a new squad out, and it's kind of like, right, let's find our feet. Let's just weather the storm, find our feet, and then we'll start to play better as the game wears on. And I think that's what happened. I think that's why we started looking better. Like I said, the changes did really, really well for us. Glad to see it.
All right. So let's get on to the player ratings. We do as we did before. I'll get one from both of you. Nathan, David De Gea, reason kept Man United in the game for quite a bit.
Completely.
Yeah.
Look, it's a game where we needed to win or draw, and if it wasn't for him, I swear we would have been 3-0 down at half time again. So it's one of them ones
Yep.
where, and second, I know he made he made a few great saves as well. So to be fair, he's played an 8 today. Like he's got a clean sheet and he saved us. Like he's got, and that's an 8. It's an 8 all day. It's
Right.
an 8 for me.
Anthony, what you giving him?
Same for me, to be honest. I was going to say that last save was something
Yeah.
else. That was
Again,
that was the hair of like back in the day, like when he was, he could save everything, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, who that was against? That was Trigoros, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name is.
Not sure, but he did well.
Yeah, whipped it. It looked like it was certain for a goal, but it was quality save. A little bit of a reminder here, Nathan.
Yeah, we had a 2-0.
2-0 predicted
But it was
score.
what? It was Ronaldo Sancho, not
It was
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo and Sancho. Harry Maguire, the captain.
Look, man, we're letting in we're raining shots against us. I don't care what anybody says. He had a better game than he played, but obviously you don't need to do much to have a better game. But again, when you're getting shots rained at you and you're the defense, what more can you give him? I'm going to give him a 5. You can't have shots rained against you all day.
But he kept on turning his back as well. Didn't you see that? A couple of times he turned his back,
and
he'd have his hands, and then
well.
and do all sorts of weird. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I hate that Lindelof thing as well. He always runs up to you with his hands behind his back, like from everywhere. I'm like, seriously, please don't defend like that.
How often does the ball hit your hand as a defender? Like,
not often.
It don't.
Like, why?
It's not that often. And the turning the back thing on Harry Maguire, bad habit. That is a bad habit.
That's a lot.
Clean sheet ain't gonna get him a high stat here. I'm not bad, but seriously, you can't have that many shots against you, and you just can't. He did okay, but again, you're getting shots rained at you. You shouldn't. You're a defender at United for Champions League. We're gonna play against anyone better than Villarreal. We'd be 4-0 down. Like,
but the thing
seriously,
is,
on another day that'll be 4-0 down.
Villarreal going forward, like as in finishing their dinner, awful.
Yeah, but they didn't have their forwards. They didn't have their 2 forwards tonight, though. So that was a lucky for us. Yeah.
Yeah, Moreno's out. However, they're not clinical finishers. They're not, like, even on their best day, they're not clinical. But as I said before, you don't. They're always tight games against Villarreal. Always tight games.
It shouldn't be.
But you're still living off of the We're Man United.
But this is what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is it shouldn't be, should it? If we are going to be the Man United that we want to aspire to be, that shouldn't be happening. So we can't say, this is what I'm saying. We can't say, but this is United now. We should be happy that we just scraped, a clean sheet. We rolled our luck against Villarreal. We're trying to go towards going back to winning Champions Leagues and winning leagues and competing. So we've got to look at it as that's not good enough. Not, amazing, we did really well. We didn't. We let in too many chances.
But is this not a case of you just need to get through to the end of the season?
Well, yeah, I guess it's still a rebuild then. I guess we're still trying to rebuild. Well, let's rebuild.
It's been rebuild since Fergie's left then, isn't it? It's been a work in progress. How many years can you keep doing that?
Well, you spent 3 years on an interim manager.
Yeah, it's true. We must have spent a boatload of money. Wasn't it like $1 billion or something I read recently? Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's more than Fergie ever had. But football's changed a lot, price-wise anyway, player-wise.
I just think defenders should not allow too many shots on your goal. Your goalkeeper shouldn't be working that hard. If your goalkeeper was working that hard, something's wrong with the defense. That's all.
Yeah, but didn't you think in the first half that every time they seemed to get it in midfield, they just passed it straight through our midfield? There was literally nothing. But the second half, that weren't happening. Yeah. So it was like something was definitely said in the dressing room saying, "Come on, lads, we need to, address it." And then all of a sudden, it's like the team had all been given a rocket sort of thing to go. Come on, we need to win. Yeah. And then they looked like a different team.
They did. I think that's what I mean. It needed that little 45 minutes to shake it off, like to get through that cobwebs and get rid of the cobwebs, and now you can play. And you're starting to see that. And I think even next game we'll start to play even better from the start. not that we're not sure we'll win. Obviously, it's Chelsea now, so we have to do something a lot more than that. And this is what I'm saying. Now it's Chelsea. Lindelof Maguire going to be able to stop us. Now let's see again. Now what I'm saying today, we're lucky for the clean sheet. De Gea was there, but his defense still needs to sort itself out.
All right. Victor Lindelof.
To be fair, he did okay.
I thought
Again,
he did
he's
all
one of
right.
them players. He did okay. He actually, I remember when the ball went past Maguire and he was there
he
mopping
cleaned
up
it up.
straight away.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was,
I like that it was there. And he was standing there like defending quite well. To be fair, he did okay today. I'm going to give him a 6. I think he's.
I was about to say 6 before you, so you don't sound copying you. But hey, yeah, all right. Can I have the next one next?
Yeah, you
can go first.
I'll give him a 6.
6.
Yeah, I think he's a 6. Look, you don't, like I said, you can't let that many shots on goal. You can't be that open.
But is this not the midfield as well?
Yeah, I'm going to give the midfield their results as well. They're getting them.
Oh,
it wasn't a great performance. It's not everyone. Why would everyone get 7s? If Sancho's going to get them kind of numbers, how can the others get them kind of numbers? It's not right.
That's not fair,
that means that everyone played well.
Yeah.
Everyone didn't play well. We just won. We went in a tough game and won the game in the end. But it could have been a very different story. Anyway, go on, man. Your turn.
All right. Anthony, tell us.
I'd say 6. Again, just does. He did what is needed. You know, put it this way: if you haven't got Shaw and you've got Tellez, then he can still do the same job. Except he can probably cross on about the same sort of path. A few of his crosses were a bit long.
They are, yeah, they are.
That's the only thing. I think but then he's not getting enough game time. So you probably, if he played more, he'd probably get it. And I mean, how many assists and free kicks and whatever else he's done before he joined Man United? So
we know he's got more in the locker, and when he's playing regularly, he will do more. And you can see he actually provides more width, more balls in. That's what I like. Definitely. He's trying to make crosses go in for fun. Like if he's got a chance, he'll put it in. And that's something that you don't see Shaw. It's that body shape, innit? It's like you're wanting to open it out your feet and wrap your foot around it. Whereas Shaw is kind of like upright and he runs up the pitch like upright. So it's a little bit like he's not that type of winger, fullback that wants to get forward and just continue whipping it in.
The thing is, they've got Ronaldo in a box, probably the best header in the world, and they should be putting that on his head. But
he did. Remember that one? He's just like sprung out of nowhere.
That's even the commentators are like, oh, he looks like he was on a trampoline.
It was in one of them boxes, and when you open it, it just pushes them up. Like
so do you think they should give Tellez more game time so that he's not coming into games rusty?
What, Tellez?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is what was good about Carrick today. He just said, look, Shaw not playing, get in Tellez. You know, Rashford, you wasn't that well, get in Martial. You know, Bruno, you're not playing today, put in Dan de Beek. Position for position. Remember what I said before? Everyone was position for position today. But the only thing I wouldn't have done, although Van der Beek can play in that 10, I would have rather he played in there with Fred, and then Bruno was a little bit ahead. So then they had a bit more control of the game, and I think he would have been able to use his vision more from a bit deeper. But anyway, what do I know?
First game, just trying to make sure he doesn't lose.
He done well important. To do that.
And played it safe with Fred and McTominay. But I wouldn't write out seeing the Van der Beek and a Fred in there. I think and then a Bruno a bit more forward. But I've got a feeling it might not be the next game against Chelsea.
No,
maybe.
No, but again, McTominay didn't do anything today. He really didn't do much today. He even played the crossfield ball. It's just you want it to get there, and then there was one where Sancho was running, and you knew he wasn't going to play it. It's like, seriously, you've got to do a bit more there. You've got to do more from that position, but he's just not got that in him. He's there to defend and win the ball, and then if he's up the top of the pitch, he's there to get a shot in, and he's all right at that. But
Wan-Bissaka, but that's going to be the undoing of him when every team has two fullbacks that can get forward and cross the ball, maybe not equally as well as each other, it's going to get to a point where just being a defender as a right back is not going to be enough.
No, it's not.
Exactly. Especially if Pochettino comes in. He's not going to want that kind of delivery from the right side. No chance.
Exactly. I think with a Pochettino and a Wan-Bissaka, I think you'll be seeing Wan-Bissaka deployed as one of the centre three central defenders, or Wan-Bissaka comes in as a
centre back. Make him a new centre back or something.
As in yeah, because he can't play wing back, and that crossing that needs to be sorted. Hopefully,
it's been a long time now. You would have thought he would have fixed it up a little bit, but it's very erratic, isn't it? It's very hit and miss.
Yeah. So what are you giving him
today? Go on, Ant.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to give him.
I think a 5. I don't think he was
exactly
anything special.
A little bit less than Telles.
And considering he's had more game time as well, you'd have thought he would have been better. So
yeah. To be fair, Fred, he's probably the best player, along with Sancho. Fred probably, because he won the 2 balls that led to the goals as well. Defended well, kept the ball well, didn't give any balls away. He did his job to a T today. He probably played a 7/8. He's in and around the 8s, mate. Like 7. That if you want, what more do you want from a defensive midfielder who's going to win the challenges, tackle everyone, keep the ball, and then win the balls that led to goals? That's got to be an 8. It's got to push you up higher than a 7, doesn't it? I think he's probably got an 8.
Paul was very impressed. Paul was very impressed with Fred today, and so was King Eric. There we go.
He's
so
an 8,
he's an 8. Anthony, what are you giving Fred?
Yeah, go on. I'll give him an 8. He's probably not going to get many 8s off me. So just being honest, you know.
Nah, he's done well. He done well today.
Fred gets an 8. Scott McTominay.
I'm going to give him a 6 today.
I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I'm going to stick with the 6. I think. To be fair, it probably should be a 5, but I'm not going to copy you anymore. You're right. Though he didn't do anything.
I think the first half he let the ball go by way too many times.
You know what?
It was straight to back 4. It was like straight to back 4. Second half, he fixed up a bit, but I don't think you can really recover that for me. So 5.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ant. You've convinced me it's a 5.
Good.
I mean, it don't take much to convince Nathan to give someone a low score or change it from a higher to lower one. So don't get too excited.
At least there's no 2s and 3s today.
Yes, at least there's not.
Yeah. I've got an excuse today as well. Listen, I was supposed to be watching the match, but where I am right now, I've had some things going on, so I had to kind of get away from it and come back. So I've had a bit of an excuse today. Sorry.
You've had a little time lapse.
So
time lapse.
He said a time lapse
going on. So yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
He's an 8. Paul's giving him an 8.
What? McTominay? No, he must be talking about Fred there. Not McTominay. He didn't get no 8. No chance. No,
Paul's talking about Fred. Paul's talking about Fred.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul's essentially saying he should be getting more rates from you lot, but you lot are Scrooges.
I gave him an 8.
Huh?
I gave him an 8
on more of a regular basis.
What he deserves, don't I? I always give Fred.
He ain't had an 8 game for me at all this season until tonight, personally. I think he raps around and does stuff, but he can't always pass. Like he can't even find your man other side of your kitchen, like So no, not for me.
Depends how big your kitchen is.
Spoof.
All right, Donny van der Beek, free Donny. He was freed.
Yeah, he did okay, but again, like I want to see him a bit deeper. I would have done a lot more for us. I think he just did like a 6. He didn't do anything bad. He kept the ball well. He fought well, but there wasn't anything really coming from our game first half. And even like early on second half, he wasn't really involved as much. Yeah, I'd give him a 6. I think he doesn't deserve a 5. He deserves a 6. That's pretty much right for me.
Yeah,
resurrecting his Man United career.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But
I
not on
think
that
he would have been
performance.
better in McTominay's position and play. I probably would have played Lingard
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that position
yeah.
in the Bruno role today.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see. To be fair, let Lingard like have a little bit of a game. But again, I'm not sure he would have chosen that in this game of such importance of playing the Lingard. Like you bring on Lingard in a game like that, but if you need the points and you've got your first team, you're gonna try and go with most of your first team more. I guess that's probably why he didn't play.
Yeah, but
today.
what I mean is that oh God, I've lost his name.
Van der Beek.
Bruno
Van der
Fernandes
Beek.
plays like
Yeah.
literally every minute of
Yeah.
every game. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking you've got to give him a little rest somewhere. If you could give
Yeah.
him, even if you said bring him on at 60 minutes or so, or even
Yeah.
if you said half time,
Yeah.
I think it would have been good for Lingard as well. And if he's
true,
going to leave
true.
like they think he's going to, if they can flog him in January and get a few extra million for him, then so be it. I'd rather put him in the window and flog him.
But even if
Yeah.
it's to make to even if it's not just to rest Bruno, it's to keep him on his toes, to make him know that he's not like
He's not first choice.
Not just going to be guaranteed.
He's not indispensable. He can be dropped to the bench, and there's other players in that position that can play. Like if you've got Pogba back, you've got Donny van der Beek. There's options there. So yeah.
I just think he doesn't operate. Van der Beek, he doesn't operate in that hole there. With no, when there's this is it. Is if there's nothing going into him, so then how's he going to operate in that hole? He needs to be the one getting the ball into that person. That was the annoying thing today. But anyway.
All right. Jadon Sancho.
He was on it today. He was working well. Scored his goal. Could have scored another goal. That was really good. Crossed some good balls in as well with good quality. Yeah, that left foot one when he come inside. He was the only bright spark in the first half, really. And then second half he came a bit more alive because the other boys came on, and obviously it made it a bit more easy for him. So to be fair, he didn't. I would say he's got a 7. I can't give him an 8 because Fred got the man of the match for me. I think he's got a 7 today. He deserves a 7.
Anthony, anything to say about Sancho's performance today?
No, 7. I thought it was he had an all round good game, and I think he capped it with the goal, and it wasn't a terrible goal. It was he put in a corner. Nice, great goal. Can't really say much more than that, but it shows you that he can finish. But Solskjaer kept on playing him out of position, so amazingly put him in his position and he scores. So
and plays well.
and plays well.
Yep. And plays well. Let's see what the comments are saying. Link up play. There he goes. He's giving him an 8. How you doing? You're not.
And the Beak link up play. That's what I mean. He's always going to be good at that.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored in every single Champions League game.
He worked hard today. He was pushing everyone around, making sure everyone was doing their job. You could see it.
He even chased the goalkeeper down at one point. I was like, wow, he never does that.
Yeah, and you can see that he's aging now, and a lot of things don't come off. But when you're in that box, mate, it's a goal, isn't it? Just whatever happens, it's a goal. So with that, when you look at the whole situation, I think I'm going to have to give him a 7. Because he did okay. He did well. He worked hard, and then he got his goal. If he didn't score, I probably would have given him a 6. But he got his goal and could have even scored again as well. So he's getting a 7.
He was unlucky there, wasn't he? Literally just past the post. But it was a tight angle. I thought if he had scored from there, there's not many people that would have put that away anyway, in fairness.
He did
high expectations for the GOAT. Cristiano Ronaldo. Martial.
Shocked, really surprised.
Yeah.
Surprised got his start?
Okay.
Very.
Yeah. For me, he kept the ball okay at times. I want to see more from him though. Like, he just needs to do more. Like, he's on the left now, so it's probably going to be his favoured position. And I want to see him running at players again. Like,
he never does it.
When the fans go all loud when he's got on the ball and then he starts running at, even if he loses it, I just want to see him run at someone again. He just passes and stands there, He didn't do bad. He didn't do anything special either. He's going to get a 6, possibly. I'm edging on 5 and 6. I'm giving him a 5.
5 as well. Yeah, 5.
I'm moving a 5.
No way,
Sorry,
no way a
because-
6. No way a 6.
Yeah, because he can't. Yeah, I'm just looking at the other players with a 6, and he didn't play as good as them, so he must have got a 5. Yeah,
No.
he's a 5.
Right, Martial
He doesn't
gets a
like to run.
Mm.
It sometimes reminds me of what Pogba does. Pogba looks like he can be bothered sometimes. Only
Right.
sometimes.
Oh man.
Sprint, come on, there's a run in there. You must be able to run.
Marcus Rashford.
He came on, looked quite dangerous. He nearly scored as well. Could have
Nearly scored twice, didn't he? Could have had 2. Yeah, could
should
have
have
had
had
2.
better touches there, to be fair, and scored. But he did look dangerous. I'll give him a 6. I can't give him a 7. If he scored, I would have given him a 7. But he did look quite dangerous at times when he came on, so I'll give him a 6. About right for me.
6 for me also. I think he should. I think they should start Rashford and Sancho the weekend. I think it'll make Chelsea think about it. You know, if we go past you, we can just as fast as you, if not faster than you. So it gives them something to think about. Definitely.
Yeah. I think it's dangerous, especially with Sancho scoring today. He's going to be flying high as a kite. Mata.
Pointless. Well, even a substitute. I think it was just a waste time. Or give him a cap. Or give him a bonus. I don't know.
Because you've done us a solid here, mate, by keeping the squad numbers up. So we're going to give you a little.
Give you 10 grand or whatever it is to come on appearance.
A nice little appearance money there. Why not?
Appearance money. Bruno Fernandes.
For me, he gets a 6. Reason why is because he was the first touch layoff to Sancho. When that ball came over from Rashford to Bruno and he tapped it straight to Sancho, one touch, he seen him there and knew that he's open. So without that, he would have got a 5, but he got a 6 for that.
It was clever. Very clever that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's many other players in the club. Well, sorry, within the squad that would have done that. Some of them probably would have laid it off somewhere else.
And Van der Beek. Mata, Van der Beek. They're the only 3 that I would see doing that in there.
All right. So Bruno Fernandes gets a 6. Who else came on? It was Matic, Nemanja Matic.
Again, didn't even see him. I don't think he touched the ball when he came on anyway. So
all right.
5.
Let's give him a 5.
The new boss man, Michael Carrick. What's he get for his first game in charge?
Go on, I'll give it. I'll say a 7. And the reason I say 7 is because I liked that he physically wanted to change the game, brought on subs at decent points, didn't do necessarily what Oli sometimes does, gets to the 80th minute, 85th minute, and you're like, why are you bringing these guys on for 5 minutes? They're not going to do anything. They need some time on the ball, get involved. You know, I like that. That was positive. So for me, he'd get a 7.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan.
Yeah, I totally agree with the 7. I think it definitely deserves a 7. Reason being everything you said, and also the fact that he changed up things according to how he was seeing that he wanted to pick a team. None of us probably would have seen that he was going to play that with Donny in the hole and then Martial. But then even when you're watching it, Martial wasn't on the left at the beginning. He was up front. And then Cristiano was on the left.
Yeah, moved around.
Was on the right.
Yeah, you're right. They moved it.
Yeah. So they did have some different instructions that I was trying to get my head around, understanding what he's trying to do. And then obviously to then bring on the players who are going to move more and try and get him behind more later on in the game, it showed that he knew what he was thinking. Like he had a plan to start the game, middle of the game, and end the game. He had that plan, and he worked it out, and we won 2-0. We rolled our luck at times. That's a 7. Definitely.
Yeah, because wasn't there a part where Ronaldo was on the left, what they were saying, and then it was kind of switching up a little bit, which I don't really recall that happening before. So, yeah, nice to see. Nice to see something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And a positive result.
It's like a difference between regular crackers and salty crackers. Like, is it regular cracker? It's salty. I swear they switch positions. Did you see that?
I'm about to say, if that was Fabio and the other one, and his brother, then you wouldn't know, man. You'd be like, oh yeah,
tactical genius there. I mean,
Wasn't that the ring that was the only difference back then? They said one of them's got a wedding ring and the other one hasn't, or something. That was the only change. I reckon Fergie got away with that. They probably got away with a substitute back in the day.
I bet he did. Half time, someone's a bit injured. Get him on. Get him on. All right.
I just want to get a little shout out for Ollie. Ollie's at the
go
wheel.
Go on.
We got Sancho and Fred. We've got I'm playing. I just got to say, obviously, we said it before, but obviously respect to Ollie for everything he's done. I loved the interview he did. And to be fair, it wasn't his fault that he stayed in the job that long. I think that the board should have taken him out at the start of the season. But again, it would have been tough to take him out at that time because he was deserving of giving that chance to do what he's doing.
Of playing with the players he brought in. Of course he was.
Yeah. And I think the Cristiano situation did kind of mess up his plan for starting this season and absolutely 100%. Going for what he's going for with the Greenwood up front and all of that. Then he's forced to bring in Cristiano and it's messed up the dynamics and he had to roll with it. That's what I think was the undoing of Ollie this early. I think he would have obviously eventually been like that, but I think that's the undoing of him. And it wasn't strong enough. It's tough because how can you be strong enough to not take Cristiano when he's going to go to City and absolutely destroy it? He probably would have had 30 goals by now. And then when you take him, you can't say you're not going to play, are you? So it's another one where you just got to think, you know what, Mason, you got to sit down. You got 2 years where you're going to be in and out the side now because Cristiano's here. Sorry, but he didn't. He had to stick with certain play. I loved Greenwood playing, but it's a manager's decision that you have to have the team over the team comes first. And what he did is you just put players in and thought you can just roll with it, and it didn't work. So well done for what you've done. You've taken us to where we need to be, and thank you. And hopefully we can bring someone else now that can take us to the next level.
Yeah, that was an absolutely heartbreaking interview. That last interview, absolutely savage. Even I was watching it like, oh my god, this is. Yeah, I was like,
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, his eyes were really bad, weren't they? You could tell he was hurting from it. Yeah. But I thought he might have ended up upstairs at some point, to be honest.
Yeah, I was hoping he did, to be fair. But he didn't listen to me.
It would have been a smart move for them because they're keeping that the name around the place. They're keeping someone who's a big figure around the club. Maybe in the future. All right, thank you for everyone who's joined us tonight. Paul, Callum, arguing like brother and sister. King Eric, Russ. Who else we got in here? Who else we got? You're not. Who else? You're not everywhere.
So why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Who's that?
R.I.P.
Oh, okay, right. Glad you done that, not me.
Got some Twitchers in here.
All right. There we go. Big shout out to Ollie Gunnar Shawshaw there from Paul. All right, the legend. All right, it's the last one, Paul. All right, thank you for joining us tonight, Nathan. Yes, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Make sure you join us 6 o'clock live, as we are live with Frank Sinclair, former Chelsea defender, and Reggae Boys. Shout out to the Reggae Boys.
Jamaican International.
Yes, I think he went to the World Cup '98, didn't he? Robbie L, Marcus Gale. Who else in that team? Don't worry. Walter Boyd. I know. Gardner. I know them teams. I know.
Pulling out the names,
mate. Honestly,
research.
I know about the Reggae Boys. They got a 2-0 victory against Japan. Got spanked by Argentina, but it was good.
Most clubs would get spanked by them anyway, wouldn't they? So
they had Gabriel Batistuta in the team as well at the time.
What a player!
All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight, Anthony.
Thanks so much. Thanks for the invite.
And of course, thanks for joining us tonight, Nathan.
Thank you.
All right, people. Peace out. Stay safe, and wash your hands.